Hey Mario, can you teach me some Italian? Oh, shard. Welcome to the podcast where we talk about anything and everything that comes out of the crapshoot. I'm your host, JD. This is my co-host,
That's a small
James.
drop and a very large
I call him
bucket of
James. Everyone else
drugs.
calls him Jimmy. It just works like that.
It just works like that. It's a little bit.
A lot of things have
peculiar.
happened this week, James.
I watched 8 hours of a show in like two days, but like back to back.
Oh, it's the first thing you've binged in a while.
Yeah, dude, it was really good.
What was the show?
Fallout.
Trash. Yeah, I know. You don't
Shut
have to
the
tell me.
fuck up. Yeah, that was the fucking.
Sorry, one more time. What was the name of the show? Sorry,
you just went crash. I know.
Sorry, what was the name of the show again?
Fallout.
Garbage. Yeah. How was Fallout? It was actually pretty good.
It's so good.
Really?
I've been getting back into a Fallout kick for a while, as like you can see on my streams. Yesterday, by the way, I had
You have been playing it a lot.
I had a detrimental loss and a moment of just like kind of, oh god, when playing it.
You had a diabolical L.
Yeah, one of my viewers said something to me while I was in the middle of like a very hectic fight, where I was literally going through all the supplies I had. Like I had nothing left. I was running low on everything.
This involves your viewers that you have a love-hate relationship with.
Yeah, it's a lot of hate.
It's a one-sided love-hate relationship.
Mm-hmm. But man, they really fucked me over in that moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was trying to like I was fighting against these things called super mutants, which are the big green Hulk looking ones. And I'm like on my last fucking leg. My power armor has run out of juice and lost all its armor, so I can't wear it anymore. I was like just literally losing everything. And then when my follower says something, I have to look down to see what it is. And it's in a moment where I'm at very low health, so I have to like, because you can hotkey stuff, so I have it like hotkeyed to stim pack myself, but the stim packs take a second to kick in, you know?
Yeah.
So I stim pack, and it doesn't heal me right away, but I get distracted, so I stop moving, because like he was saying something, I can't remember, but I was like in a moment of like, yeah, oh, he was asking me about fucking Discord, because they really want me to make a Discord. And I haven't I just haven't gone around to like fully doing it yet.
Okay. So you're just a lazy dog.
Dog. Anyways. I was just so like distracted by it. It was like this fucking fight I'd been at for I think an hour straight now. Or something. Like it'd been a long time of just fighting these guys because they had like 4 legendary not animals, but like characters. And so it was just something I couldn't like not deal with, because it was also part of one of the main missions I had to do.
Right.
And so doing it, I die, and you can't save while you're in the middle of fighting, from what I remember. You have to like wait, and then you can do a quick save later. I hadn't saved since before I started the fight.
Cool.
So I had to go back and redo it after I literally killed all but one. And the last one was a legendary. I'd used all of my nuka grenades, all of my missiles. I'd gone through all my heavy hitters, and all I had left to do any damage from where I was at was a hunting rifle, which just is pecking away. And there was a moment where I genuinely I stopped moving. I went nonverbal for a moment. I kind of just like contemplated everything after I lost. And when I started again, there was another moment where I finally picked up a second win, JD, because guess what?
Yeah.
There was a suit of power armor, not my own, a new suit within one of the military vehicles right next to the mission.
Oh,
it had a full fusion. It wasn't full armored, but it had a full fusion core, which meant it had full power, which meant I get a bit more protection, I get a bit more strength and whatnot. It was like just a little boost of everything.
It was a sign.
Yeah.
It was a sign that God said, you know what? You're all right.
Dude, I fucking tore. I fucking ripped and teared.
Hmm. So I think we've seen a trailer for that Fallout movie or Fallout show when we were at the movie
Yeah.
theaters, and I thought it looked all right. Actually, I thought it was releasing like, well, first of all, I thought it was a movie, and then I thought it was going to be releasing like a lot later. But you're saying it's a show and it's out right now?
It's a show. It's got all 8 episodes are out. They released it all in one go,
And you
which
watched all of it?
I watched all of it. Every episode is like an hour long, by the way.
Okay.
So it literally
Well,
is 8 hours.
give us a quick rating then. What's the rating?
Oh my god, 9 out of 10.
Really? That good?
Yeah,
Huh?
super
Wow.
faithful. I feel like to a lot of the stuff within the world. It
I'm
definitely
not a
takes
big
some
Fallout head,
liberties
so
in
I wouldn't
areas.
know the lore, but that's cool.
I know you wouldn't. That's why I'm here to be your extension. I unlike you am influential.
am a nerd. Yeah, you're right.
I am not a nerd.
I am not a nerd. Why I oughta?
I was trying to do the Rhett and Link rap, but I genuinely couldn't remember it, so I just did the first part
I
that I
can't
know.
remember any of it except the first part either.
Yes. Oh wait, no, it's yes.
With
I
the
am
like,
a nerd.
yeah, that's right, nerd. And he's like, "What'd you just say to me, geek?"
Yes, I am a nerd. Bookworm victorious, and however it goes.
Yeah, like the Nickelodeon show. So
The Dan Schneider
a
show,
lot of
yeah.
things have happened in my personal life, unless you want to talk more about the Fallout show, which I don't know if you want to do any spoilers.
No spoilers. I'll speak a little bit on it later. But what happened with you?
Okay. Well, I mean, this is gonna derail it a little bit, but
Derail.
I've been pretty quiet for the past week, you know,
Mhm.
and a lot of things have been happening. So first off, I think I already said on the pod that I was going to dealer school with William,
Mhm.
and we were being we're studying to become dealers at the WSOP. And first of all, we passed our audition, our tier 1 audition for it, so we got the job. We're good to go.
Nice.
So, big dubs. And it's nothing bad this week. At least for me, it hasn't been. Nothing but dubs. Just like your average day in the life of JD. So we passed our audition, and we've got another one coming up for the Aria. Do you know what the Aria is?
It sounds familiar. That's a casino, isn't it?
Yep, it's a casino. And we got another audition to deal at the Aria as like another job we could get. And that's on Tuesday. So we're getting ready for that. And then William has been kind of on he's been going on a spiral.
Oh boy.
And a lot of people that I know personally have gambling problems. Now, I don't know if they're full-on gambling addicts. At least some of them are. Like my aunt. I think I've talked about her already. She has a full-on gambling addiction. And my other friends have like they dabble in gambling here and there. And I think one of them does actually have a gambling addiction that he's trying to not, get into. Mostly involving like online CS:GO case openings or something, case gambling, skin gambling, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And William, so our normal schedule started last Monday. So last Monday, we usually sometimes we just meet up in the morning, and then we hit the gym, and then we go to dealer school. But this particular morning, he's like, I'm gonna try my hand at gambling a little bit.
Oh.
So obviously we deal poker, right? And he's like, all right, I might as well gamble a bit on the poker machine, the video poker machine. There's this very particular machine at this casino that we go to. And the reason we go to the casino before is because there's a cool diner there. It's called, well, I won't say the name, but it's a cool diner. And we eat there, and they have pretty good food. So
is it Denny's?
It's not Denny's. It does start with a D though. So we go over there, and usually we just go there and eat, and then we head to the gym. But this time he's like, I'm gonna gamble a little bit. So he brought I think $300 with him, on Monday. And obviously, I've seen him gamble before, but it was like sporadic, like occasional gambling. Like sometimes we go to a casino and he's like, yeah, maybe I'll just drop like 100 on this machine. But this time he went in there with the intent of actually gambling. And we walked on this machine. It's called the poker wheel machine. And the way that it works is that it's a triple double bonus 5 play draw game. You don't need to know what that means.
Yeah, I was gonna be
I'll just
honest.
describe it to you.
I didn't hear a word.
It's basically you get dealt a hand of poker, so 5 cards,
Mhm.
and you get to keep however many cards you want in that hand. And then when you press the go button, it'll deal you out 5. It'll deal you out 4 more hands, or all 5 of your hands will be kind of like redealt. So you'll keep the cards that you want, and then you'll be dealt like random cards from the ones that you don't want to keep. And your goal is to make at least a 4 of a kind. So this machine is like rigged or something, I swear. But not in the bad way. Because William has won so much money from this machine in the past week that I'm questioning whether or not there's a higher power supporting him. And I also question why it's supporting him. So the first day he spends 300 and I think he wins 500. Okay, so at the end of the day he's up 200. And then the rest of our day plays out like normal. We go to eat, we go to the gym, we go to school, and then we go to sleep. In that exact order. Nothing else in between. The next day, I get up in the morning. He's like, let's go there a bit earlier this time. So I have to wake up at like 7, and we go there at 7:30. And he brings with him, I think, more money this time. He brings with him $400, right? We go to this machine. He hits 4 of a kinds. I think the first day he hit like 2 4 of a kinds. And this day he hits 3 4 of a kinds. And each time you hit a 4 of a kind, you get to spin this wheel that's above the machine. And whatever number the wheel lands on, you win that amount of money. So basically just extra money whenever you get a 4 of a kind. So you get money for getting a 4 of a kind, and you get money from the wheel. So it's like a double payout. He wins $400 more. So he walks in with 400 and he leaves with 800. So he's up like, I don't know, like he's up like $600 now, total profit those 2 days. And he's like, let's do this again. So the next day he walks in with 700, right? And this entire time that he's doing this, I'm saying to him, I think you should stop now. You know, you're already up. You've already won. I can feel the addiction setting in. You know, this kind of feeling of
you're
I'm just gonna win. I'm just gonna win. So I'm like, this isn't like sustainable. You're gonna lose big one day.
It is sustainable, JD. He's doing it currently.
That's exactly what he was saying to me, and it blows my mind. It makes me experience physical pain. It's like if I was a grade school teacher and I'm trying to talk to a kid and I'm asking him a question, and then he looks at me, gives me the shush gesture, and then like traces his jawline. That's the feeling I get when I'm talking to William.
I've been doing that to my chat and stream.
It's like whenever you do a no talking stream, but you have webcam on, they're just like, why aren't you talking? Why aren't you talking? And then you just shush them and then you trace your jaw. So anyway, yeah, that's the feeling I get, because I know for a fact he's going to lose in the long run. So I'm trying to stop right now while he's ahead. And obviously I don't gamble, right? Because I don't believe in the whole you'll win money if you gamble stuff. So I'm just watching him gamble, and I just sit right next to him at the machine, and I'm just literally looking at him winning like hundreds of dollars. So he comes in with 700 this day, and then he almost loses all $700 without getting anything. So he goes through the entire thing, and there's this feature on this machine where you could set the amount of money each bet that you put in, like each bet that you want to put into the machine is. And the highest you can go is $1 per card. And you get dealt 5 hands, 5 cards each. So it's $5 for the first hand, and $25 overall each time you press this button that gives you like basically a new round. So you're betting $25 a round. And he switches to this dollar bet like in his last $100. So he's got like 4 spins at this wheel or at this machine before he like just loses 700, right? And this entire time, I've got this huge grin on my face. I'm like, all right, he's finally going to stop after this. Because he's been telling me, he's like, okay, you know what? If I lose any money at all during this time, I'll just stop. I'll just stop gambling. I'm like, okay, bet. So we shake on it. He almost loses the 700 on his very last spin, his very last $25. He hits the jackpot, right? And this jackpot is he gets dealt 4 tens. So he keeps the 4 tens and he gets to spin the wheel 5 times. So he wins $1,500, right? So he went from 700 to 1,500, doubled his money. And this day is when it got really crazy. When I knew for a fact his addiction is like eating at him now. And I hope you're still with me, James. So
I am.
The day's not over yet.
Here.
He walks in $700.
Day is still young.
We leave with $1,500. By the way, every single time he wins like a large amount of money, I think he's got this in his mind that I'm like some kind of like lucky charm that he's got with him, because he only wins because he's only won money whenever he's gambled. Whenever I'm with him and he's gambling, because he's gambled with his mother like before, because his mother gave him some like money and they were at the casino. He's like, oh, just hit the machine a little bit, and he's only ever lost money. And this is the only time when he started winning like substantial amount of money. So he gives me like $20, or he gives me like some amount of money whenever he wins like a lot of money, because he's just like, you know what? Thanks for being here. Take like 20. And I just have it in my wallet
go
now.
Buy yourself something pretty.
And I'm like, yeah. I'm like, wow, thanks, man. It's just so much physical. There's so many things I can do with this physical money. And then so we win this $1,500 and we leave. We go to school, and I can see it in his eyes that he's like itching to go back to the casino and gamble more money, because he's like I've only ever won from, and he never gambles on any other machine except for the poker wheel. For some reason, the poker wheel, I don't know why it is, but whenever you win on the poker wheel, you win a lot of money.
And he wins a lot. Fiending to do it.
Yeah, they're literally like they're begging him to like spend money on this poker wheel machine. So anyway, I'm certain it's because his luck is just godly, because there's the chance to be dealt a 4 of a kind on the video poker machine is like 1 in 4,000 or something, and he's hit it. I think he's been dealt it like 3 times in the past week, and he's definitely not spun that wheel more than 4,000 times, because we're only there. We're only there for like maybe 15 minutes when he's spending his money, because he goes like high. He goes like really high on the bets. He usually does like 50-cent bets, which is, I think, what was it? 2.5 times 5, like $10-$12 a spin. So he goes through the spins like pretty fast. So anyway, we leave with $1,500. We go to the school. You know, we hit the gym, we go to the school. While we're at the school, he's like, all right, let's take a break and then go eat somewhere. I'm like, okay, where do you want to eat at? And he's like, Red Rock. And Red Rock is another casino.
Yes.
And I'm like, okay, that's pretty far away.
Favorite.
That's pretty far away, but I guess we can go eat there. We're just eating there. He's like, yeah. So we go to Red Rock. And then he gambles. And at Red Rock, they don't have the specific poker machine that they had at the other casino, but they do have a poker wheel machine. It's like slightly different. Like the amounts you could win on the wheel are generally smaller, but there's 2 slots on the wheel that have like this minor pot and the major pot, jackpot. So he plays at this machine, and then he wins like right away. He hits a 4 of a kind like right away, wins like $200 more than he put in. So he's like he's at $1,700 in total money, and about $1,000 up in winnings profit that day. Then we go eat, and after we eat, the entire time we're eating, He's just like, it's this shit eating grin that he has on his face. Whenever he's won something at the machine, he just has this giant smile on his face the entire time he's talking to me, because he's just like high on the dopamine of winning money. So everything he says is like it's like the most horrendous thing to listen to. After we eat, he goes gambling again. He goes to the machine again. And he loses this time, James. Do you know how much he lost?
Oh, I kind of don't want to guess.
Guess how much he lost.
No. I honestly, I don't know why, but I prefer if you just tell me.
He lost all of it. All 1,700 that he won that day.
No.
Including the 700 that he brought that morning. So he's down 700. He lost all of it. And the entire time while he was losing, I was saying to him, we just got to leave. We just stop it. We have to leave. You're going to lose all of it. You already won today. Like, there's no way your luck is going to carry you so far into this day that you're going to like.
That's a hard loss.
I could see on his face, like you know the meme of XQC laughing and then him going like into a straight face, deadpan, black and white. That's his face as he was losing the money. Well, obviously, he lost all of it, and then he's like, "No, I'm not done." He's like, "You're coming with me.
I can lose more."
He's like, "You're coming with me. We're gonna win my money back." So then we go back to his house. He picks up another stack, 1K, another $1,000 from his house. And then we go to a different casino. We go to a different casino. So on this is the same day, by the way, that he won that 1,500 jackpot the morning. Now we've been to 3 different casinos. We're at the 3rd casino with his $1,000 he picked up from his house. And then he starts gambling.
No.
Right? He starts gambling. And then he hits big. He hits big on one of the best, like the second best hand you could possibly hit, which is a 2, 3, 4 of a kind. So if you have a 4 of a kind of all 3s, 4 2s or 4s, and then a kicker, which means the 5th card is like an ace, 2, 3, 4. Then you get like a little bit, you get like double the amount of money you would get from a normal 4 of a kind. And then you also spin the wheel. So this other casino does have the same exact poker wheel machine as the first casino. So he hits this, I think he hits like 4 3s and with a kicker. And I think that's $1,000 right there. If you were, so he was betting on 50 cents. You'd win 2,000 credits on 50 cents. You would win 2,000 credits if you hit that hand anyway, but the credits, the amount of money the credits are worth changes depending on your bet. And he was at 50 cents a bet. So that would be half the amount of credits would be in money. So 2,000 credits would be $1,000. So he wins $1,000 just from hitting that hand. And then he spins the wheel and he wins another $400. And then right after that, he hits like another smaller 4 of a kind and wins like a little bit more money back. So after that second win, I was like, you're done. We got to go now. And he's like, all right, I'll give it. All right. And we leave so we walk into the casino with 1,000 and then we leave with 900. I think we leave with 900. So he won his money back, the 700 that he lost when he brought in this morning. And then he also won another 200. So his daily profit that day was $200.
He could have, and I'm going to say
that entire day, I was reminded.
He could have just had the 1,700.
I was, yeah. But this is the gambling addicts that we're talking about, James. They don't make sense. You know that meme of 90% of gambling addicts quit right before they win big? That is, I feel like that's true for William the next day, which it gets worse. It gets worse. So it gets much worse.
How can it get worse?
Well, I mean, so far it's only been good. Well, except for that $1,700 that he gambled away. But I mean, at the end of the day, he still is up $200 total. So, you know, while he lost like the 700 he brought in that morning, and then he won back 200 more at the third casino. We left that day. We ended that day. He was like the most haggard, like jaded person I've ever seen him, but he has still had that smile on his
Just
face after that
hollow,
win.
sunken in.
Yeah, his eyes are sunken in and his face is pale. But that entire time I was like, I hope you don't remember that feeling of losing 1700 at that machine. And he's like, you know what? It was just a casino. I'll never go to Red Rock again. Anyway, the next day, we do this song and dance again. We do the song and dance again, but this time he's brought more than he's ever brought before. He brought $800 in that morning. And we're back at that first casino, the one that has the diner in it. And he loses, James. He loses all of it. All 800. It's gone. Crazy thing is, I'm pretty sure he's still up total profits that week on gambling, but that was a big loss. And I was like, see, look, you're done. You told me that you would stop if you ever would lose at this, like lose money at this thing. It's over. You're done.
You don't understand, JD.
The fourth day in a row,
He can't
Thursday.
end on a loss.
Thursday was the first day that he ever didn't win money from this machine. That is insane to me, first of all. Then, secondly, he lost the 800 and he said, okay, I'm done. I'm done. So then we leave. But then I look at him while we're driving over to dealer school and I could see it on his face.
No, no.
I could see it in his face. He wants to go back, get more money, gamble, and win his money back in his mind, right? That's what gambling addicts are thinking. They're thinking, oh, I didn't just lose money. I was just investing it and I just have to win it back. It's the same thing that my aunt tells me every single time she texts me. You know, the only difference is that their sources of their sources of confidence in their winnings is different.
Your
Okay,
aunt and William
my
aren't
aunt's
so
like,
different.
oh, God is going to give me the luck. I need to win this money. And then William is like, oh, I've already spent this much money. I'm due for a win.
William goes, we make our own luck.
And also I'm there. He's like, yeah, JD's with me. There's no way I lose this. It was just a fluke today. That's probably what he was thinking in his mind. And so
Has to be it.
we're
for
at
sure.
dealer school, and I stay at dealer school this time. I don't go with him on break because auditions were going to be tomorrow. Friday are auditions. And so I stay at the school just to, perfect my dealing, make sure everything's on point so I could pass this audition tomorrow. And he's like, I gotta go. I gotta go do some errands. I gotta run some errands. And I know exactly what he's going to do. He was going to go back, get more money, and start gambling again. Because he wants to win back that $800 that he just lost that morning.
No.
He's gone for the rest of the
Someone's
day.
got to take it away from him. Someone's got to
He's gone
stop him.
for the rest of the day. And I got a message from him near the end of that day. I was at dealer school maybe at around like 5 p.m. I was still at the school and I got a message from him like saying that he won back his 800. But he lied to me. The next day happens. I meet up with him in the morning. He says to me, I didn't actually win money yesterday. Do you want to know how much he lost?
Oh no.
He
William,
lost.
stop.
He lost $5,000 that previous day. He was down $5,000. So all the money, all the profits that he would have won from Monday to Thursday or Monday to Wednesday, he lost on Thursday, plus even more. So I could see it in his eyes. He said that yesterday was the worst day of his life. And I was like, yeah, so you're stopping now. You're stopping gambling. That's it. You know what? Some people, when you stop gambling at maybe just like a couple thousand lost, like 4,000 lost maybe in profit, that's when you stop. Most people, like you're gonna end up like my aunt, like 50K in debt or whatever, how much it was, at least that much. So this is a good time to stop. Reflect on that feeling you felt yesterday, and just feel that feeling whenever you walk by a machine. And he's like, no. No. And he brought with him $1,000 in the morning to go gamble at this casino. James,
he's a menace.
God, I'm starting to doubt whether God doesn't exist. In other words, I'm thinking there is a higher power up there. I don't know if it's God.
Are you starting to feel a little religious, JD?
Maybe after what I experienced yesterday, we go into Suncoast in the morning again, and he spends $500 out of his 1,000 on this poker wheel machine, and then he hits the jackpot. And this jackpot was a big jackpot. Do you want to know how much this jackpot was, James?
$5.
Let me explain this to you. He was at a dollar bet, which means one credit is $1 in winnings. If he wins 100 credits, he wins $100. But he has to bet $25 every single time he wants to bet a round. He gets dealt. Oh, let me check my phone because I have a picture of it. Let me see. Okay. It's in my downloads folder. He gets dealt 4 threes and a 2. So his hand is 4 threes and a 2. And if you get dealt 4 threes and a 2, you immediately win 2,000 credits. There are 5 hands, which means he won 10,000 credits. And when I said 1 credit equals $1 in winnings, he won $10,000 just from being dealt that hand. Then he gets to spin the wheel every single time there's a 4 of a kind. And there are 5
They're rewarding
hands.
it.
So he spun the wheel 5 times, 200, 400, 400, 400, and 500. So he won $11,900
And he stopped
at that machine.
right?
He did stop. That was the last time we gambled that day. But did he stop gambling? No. Overall, no. But did he stop gambling that day? Yes.
That is such a win. You gotta
that is insane. He lost $5,000 the previous day, and today in the morning he walks in, spends $500, and wins $12,000, the jackpot. And he did that. By the way, every single one of our gambling sessions lasts less than like 20 minutes because because when you're spending $25 a round, like each round only takes like 10 seconds to like look at and see if you're going to win or not. So like it's like maybe 10 minutes of gambling because the bets are so high. So he hits this jackpot. We walk into the casino, 10 minutes later he hits this jackpot. And then we spend like an hour waiting for the casino to actually give him this money. Because for some reason, I don't know if it's like the paperwork or whatever, but they just take like 10 years to walk out with this amount of money and give it to him. By the way, it's in physical cash. So they walk out with like this huge, like this thick stack of hundreds, and he's like, "That's 10K right there. Let me count out the rest for you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5," and they go up to 1,900, more than the 10K stack. And this entire time,
he's gonna go bet it all away again.
This entire time, William's just staring me in the face while I'm staring at him. I'm hitting him with the Kurt Angle stare, and he's hitting me with like the Patrick Bateman like kissy face when he's doing when he's at the restaurant nodding. That's what it looked like. So wow, James, that's huge. That was a huge win.
Let's see if he can keep it.
Well, so far he has. Today is what, Sunday? So this was Friday. He won this huge jackpot, and then we're dressed up. By the way, we're wearing like white dress shirts, formal pants, shoes, because we got to do the audition later that day, right? So he hits this jackpot. We immediately go to dealer school. We pass the audition with flying colors, and then we go out to eat and celebrate both our passing the audition and him winning that jackpot. Obviously, I don't want him to lose whenever he gambles, but I just know that he's going to lose in the long run. So so obviously, I never want to I don't want to root for him to lose, but if he does lose, maybe it'll finally teach him a lesson. I don't know. I don't know how to stop this train. Okay, because this train is chugging. It is eating up those fossil fuels, and it is polluting the atmosphere. And I'm right in the atmosphere. So that day ends, and then he says to me, "Yesterday was the worst day of my life. Today was the best day of my life." And I'm like, "Dude, you have to stop. You're addicted. I've
He's
said this
gotta
to
be
him every single
stopped.
time he was at the casino. I've said you need to stop. You're addicted to gambling. And you know what his response to that is? I'm not addicted to gambling. I'm addicted to winning. And I can't tell him he's wrong because he so far has only won, except for Thursday. He's only won except for Thursday.
I know
And then
he's
on
not
Friday he
wrong,
won so
but it's
much that
crazy that they're
it
saying
covered
this.
his loss. So he's up. I think his total profit is up maybe like 7K now, somewhere above 7K. And then I didn't hang out with him yesterday, but he hung out with a large group of his friends and coworkers. Or I guess he hung out with some of his friends, but his friends were in like a huge group of people, like 30 people ish. And they went out to do, partying and stuff. I don't know what these kids do these days. And he goes to the casino again, right? They hit up the casino again. And then he wins another $1,000 at the poker machine. So now that's where we're at. We're at Sunday now. And he wants to hang out again today. So I'm gonna hang out with him after we're done here and I get to upload this thing.
You gotta like
that's
have
why
him give.
I'm staring up in the sky. I'm saying, why God? Why?
You're doing your Tropic Thunder,
I'm doing my
Robert Downey Jr. Why?
I'm doing my filthy Frank in his pink guy suit, in his Mario outfit cosplay, going, why?
I have a question for God.
I have a question for God. Why? Because it's so far he's only handed Williams dubs. I feel good for the guy because obviously I want him to win jackpots every single time, but it's not going to happen. I know it for sure. I know for sure that it's only going to end up as a loss in the long run. And I just can't do anything but watch. Nothing I says gets through to him. And I can't point out any faults right now because he's only won so far. I just have to, every time he takes a huge loss, I just have to make fun of him over and over again. Shame him out of gambling. That's going to be my strategy, James. In other news, that same morning, I signed up for I signed up for a Boyd gaming card, like on Monday, because if you want to work as a dealer, you need to have a gaming card. So I signed up for one, and you need this card in order to gamble. And then I got an email saying they sent me like $100 in a free play on the card. I'm like, all right. Might as well. I was like, all right, cool. So I plug in my card into the poker machine, and then it gives me $100 in credits. And I was like, I immediately pressed the cash out button to see if I could just get a free $100. But it doesn't work like that. They don't allow you to cash out free play. So I'm like, all right, I might as well play it then. And I'll show William that you only lose when you gamble. So I play this $100, and then I win $200. I immediately cash out on it, and then I spend the rest of it. So I actually was up 200. I just got free $200 from the casino that day, and then we left. Yeah. Anyway, moral of the story is, kids, don't gamble. Okay, it's not worth it.
Gamble all your money.
You're not William. Okay, you're not the main character. Do not gamble.
You're not you and you're William.
Do not gamble. Do not put your money into the machine. It's just not worth it. Okay? So, we can all take away from this that it's just so easy to get into a gambling habit, gambling addiction, all that. If you need help with your gambling, first of all, recognize it. Recognize that you're not addicted to winning. You're addicted to gambling. And no matter how much money you win, you will eventually lose it if you continue gambling. Call up a hotline or something and then get some help. Because I'm not a therapist, and I can't deal with people who or I've never successfully rehabilitated a gambling addict. But somebody else could, and so call that number. Anyway, James, that was a hectic week that I've had. It was it was a week. It was a week where I've seen large amounts of money both come in and go out.
It certainly sounds like a week, JD, and oh my God.
Yeah. So how's your week, James?
I definitely didn't have the highs and lows of losing fucking $10,000
Well, he lost
during my week.
5,000 and then he won 12,000.
Sorry, the technicals
Highs,
of
there's highs and lows of life. There's ups and downs of life, mostly downs. Mostly downs.
all I'm aware of is when Archie Andrews talked to me in little kid juvenile jail full of adult men and said the highs and lows of high school football.
I've only gotten that bit from Zach
The
from
memes.
Oni Plays, where he's just like talking to his friends, and he just goes, "Yeah, life is full of ups and downs, mostly downs, mostly downs."
Mostly.
And then I saw him in that Sony ad where he's voicing over some woman. That
I
was
don't think
insane.
that's actually him, but it's super close if it
I
is.
don't know if it's actually him either, but it really does sound like him doing an impression.
It's genuinely 100% AI. Oh god damn it! I just went. Okay, so spoiler warning. This whole time I've been playing Fallout 76.
Yeah. Well, it's because
Um,
it's my story day, so
well, yeah, I was like,
I just
hey,
had to
I'll
get it
sit
off my
back.
chest because I need someone else to. Well, actually, I don't need someone else to, justify what I've experienced was actually insane. But yeah. Well,
I mean,
while we were waiting for that jackpot, though, I do have to mention this because I almost forgot to mention it.
mhm.
Like people are walking by. It's early in the morning, so not that many people are at the casino. Only gambling addicts would be at the casino in the morning.
Where
And
nobody can see you there and judge your actions.
mhm. Well, a couple people walk by and they spot like on the machine that he's won, like 12K. And this other guy, he looks like this disheveled, the average American, like pretty overweight, balding, like
Yeah.
messy hair. All it kind of looks like you, James. Kind of looks like you. And he walks in with his balding head, and he's like, "Bro, nice jackpot, dude. Like, dude, you got to buy yourself a gun or something. Like as an American man, you need to buy a gun, learn how to shoot it, and dude, you got to
He
have
says
like."
that to you guys?
Yeah, he says that to William, because William's the one
That's fucking,
who won the money. He's sitting in front of the machine. I'm sitting next to him.
that's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
That's just a super fucking crazy thing to just randomly say to people.
Yeah, it's just the most insane thing. But the funny thing is, William, I don't think you've ever seen William. Have I talked about how he's like this big buff dude?
Yeah, you've been to,
Yeah,
told me
William's
now.
William's like huge. He's like this huge like piece like hunk of meat, of protein. So like this guy
pure
is
cylindrical block.
this guy could not take on William like in a fist fight. And I'm there too. So if anyone like jumps William, I'm gonna have to get into my first fight in my entire life. And I'm gonna have to do it right there. Because I got my bros back and I gotta do it.
Understandable.
But this guy, I'm pretty sure he wasn't
Take
like
his life.
he was insinuating that he was gonna steal the money. He was insinuating that someone else might steal the money, like this
Right, I
paranoid.
was gonna say
But the
when
thing
you
is,
were
this casino that we're at is like a casino for elderly people. Like the average age in this casino is like 70. No joke. So like who's gonna be jumping William in the morning? There's no
you
one
never
there.
know.
You never know.
You never know.
But the chances are really low. At least in that specific context.
Yeah,
And
there's
then
a
he says to us
chance
like, bro,
that-
you guys got to get like security to escort out of you and everything. And I'm like, what? What the hell are you
That's
talking about?
That's because he's a gambler who's never won that much.
He's a gambling addict
he's
too.
Seeing it and he's going.
He's like trying to give us advice about like gambling and stuff because he's like, oh yeah, I'm a gambling. I have a problem or something, man. One time I did win like 20K and at a jackpot, I felt so good, but then I lost it all right after. Dude, you got to get the fuck out of here and never look back. That's what he was telling us, and I'm like, that's actually pretty good advice. I would listen to that. Never come back to the casino to gamble. That's perfect advice. Obviously it didn't get into William's head because both of us thought this guy was like just some crazy wacko. And he kind of was, but he was actually kind of a nice guy, looking out for the.
I mean, and
looking
also
out
a
for us,
crazy
but-
wacko.
He was also a crazy wacko. Yeah, and he was like talking to us, and he's like, "Man, I'm like down 10K this year." Total lie, by the way. He's definitely down way more. So yeah, we just had a lot of that was a weird, strange interaction that we had with some dude who walked by and saw that he won that much. And so also today he gave me like $500. He's like, give 100 of that to your mother, and then and you can keep the rest for yourself. And I was like, thanks,
Again,
man.
he told you to go buy yourself something pretty.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this entire time I have to take care of his dog for like an extended period of time later in the year when he's going to go on a cruise, I think. And so he's been practicing. We've been like practicing giving his dog kind of getting his dog familiar with my house. So his dog was at my house. We're taking care of his dog for like quite a few days of that week. I think it was just wasn't on Thursday. But his dog was at my house, and he's like, "Oh yeah, you just give that to your mother because she's taking care of the dogs." Even though we're already paying her like 500 for the taking care. I'm like, what? That was news to me. I thought we were just taking care of the dog for free. But apparently his mother was like adamant about just giving him like $500 for taking care of the dog. And I was like, okay, that's cool. And then I have to go home and explain to my mother where I got this money from. It actually went pretty smooth. I was just like, yeah, Willing gambles, and he just won a bunch of money, so he gave me some. And they were like, okay.
That's a pretty calm reaction.
Mm-hmm. Are you sure he's okay in gambling? I'm like, no, but yeah, I mean, so far he's only won, but whatever. I have a feeling the luck is going to run dry. The well, there's only so much water in the well, James. There's only so much water in the well.
But JD, as long as he has you there, he'll always win, except for the time he didn't win.
So I took all the money that he gave me over the past like 5 days of gambling, every day gambling straight, and I think it was around $800 that he gave me over that course. I was just holding on to it because at the end of the week, I thought he was going to lose everything, and so I was just going to give all his money back. I was going to give all his money back, and I'll be like, you know what? Remember the fact. Don't gamble this money. Get this money, put it in your bank account, put it in whatever retirement saving, like your Roth IRA account, and just forget about it. You know, this was just a bad week, and just take your money and go. But then he won that jackpot on the very last day and gave me more money, and I was like, all right, I might as well spend this money then. So I bought myself that new chair that I was eyeing. Remember when I was saying I was going to buy a new chair? I bought a new chair. And then everything else is just in my wallet.
Looks like everything's going gizmo.
Well, you know, I realized this week that God might exist. He might exist, and he's not on your side. That's the moral of the story. Guys, he's not on your side. He's on William's side.
I thought you were talking to me specifically. I was going to say, yeah.
No, I'm talking to everyone. As a cumulative, my friends, God's not on your side. He's on William's side, okay?
He's on Gwimbly's side.
I just had to get off my chest. Thank you, James, for listening to everything. It was just I just had to. This was a James moment for me where I'm literally witnessing something insane happening, and I just can't believe my eyes. You're
witnessing an in-game event, and you have to be an NPC for it.
I was witnessing like an in-game cutscene, a highly funded, well-animated cutscene, and I couldn't believe my eyes. So, James, anything you want to talk about before we wrap it up?
So I was gonna say, since I've been playing Fallout 76, JD, this would be I think this might be a fun game for us to play together.
No.
I mean this genuinely. It's bad, but
there's a lot of games
kind of bad.
There's been a couple games where you're like, yeah, we could play this game together, and then we never do. Okay, so
I'm ready to play most of them, JD. I'm ready to play most of them.
Oh yeah, James?
Yeah.
It is true that I've been pretty busy, so
I was gonna say, like, I got the PlayStation so we can play Hail Divers and other games.
Hail Divers, yeah.
Hail Divers. Hail, well met, Divers.
What is that accent right there? Hail Divers?
You know, it's the one. It's the guy, man.
He's the guy. He's not the guy. Pans over to the 12K jackpot. So
pans over the Elijah.
I mean, you know what? Give me a time. I could play the game any like time after usually 5 every day, because I usually go to the school from like right in the morning, right when I wake up, to around like around 5, or some actually some days I've been getting earlier. I've been coming back earlier because I've been okay at dealing now. So
You're good to play
maybe
Fallout
around like
76
3,
after 5.
maybe around 3 o'clock. Hit me up with the time. We'll do it. We'll do it then. We'll stream it then. Helldivers, keep an eye out if you want to know
Helldivers?
when that
Jake,
stream happens.
Not Helldivers. We're playing Fallout 76.
Oh, you're right. We gotta do Lethal Company first because that's what we said first, and then we do Helldivers,
JD,
and then
JD.
we do
Fallout 76.
I get that you're a big 76 head right now, but I mean, how much better is the game right now? I've heard they updated it, but
I've made myself in the game, and I've just literally been just gunning down anybody I come across. I walked into a bar, saw a guy holding up the bartender. I didn't even wait for dialogue to queue. I just shot him. My starting gun does 88 damage immediately.
Huh.
Which is so much more than the most weapons you'll find. It's
weird.
I'm literally just cutting my way through the wasteland right now. I'm not hearing a word any of them say. I'm just saying, yeah, give me missions so I can go kill people.
Yeah, well, if you enjoyed, you should subscribe. Do not gamble, please.
Oh, I'm the kind of guy that the girl can never love.
And if you subscribe, you'll be able to catch us next time we do anything. Uploads are on Sunday. Every episode, Sundays. You'll also be able to see when I stream. And next time we stream, Helldivers 2. If you like James, you'll find him in the description below. His links are there.
All right.
That'll be it for me. James, bring us out.
So I've been streaming Fallout on Twitch, and it's been a fucking...